Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about all those pesky bank fees and how to try and avoid them. So if you have a bank account and if you pay attention to it, you probably know there are likely a lot of fees, and a lot of people don't understand them. They just end up paying them every few months. In this video, I'm going to kind of talk about 5 general fees that I find the most annoying and how to make sure you don't ever have to pay any of them. The first one is probably the biggest in the country, I would say, at this point, and that is overdraft fees. So an overdraft fee is when you take out more money from your bank account than what you have. So let's say if you have $100 in your bank account and you buy something with your debit card for $101. So then you will have asked your bank for more money than what it had in it, and in response, they will let you take it out, but they will charge you a overdraft fee. And you may think this isn't a big deal. However, the fees are likely about $30 or $35 per time, and you have to pay interest, of course, on the extra money you take out. And the bigger deal is you already have no money. If you overdraft, it's because you have no money in your bank account. So having to pay a $35 fee on top of that is it's just not good. And last year, it was estimated that Americans spent about $15 billion just on overdraft fees. So there are a few options on how to get out of these overdraft fees. The first is, well, don't overdraft. So just make sure you have enough money in your account compared to how much you're spending. One potential thing you could do is always use credit cards instead of debit cards, so you'd have some barrier in time, so you can make sure you don't overdraft. Another thing is you can prevent overdrafting from being an option, so you can just disable the overdraft option. So what this would mean is if you attempted to overdraft, the card would just bounce essentially, or the check would bounce, and it just would cancel the transaction. So this would effectively prevent you from ever overdrafting. Another potential solution to this is using overdraft protection, which most banks offer, and this is when you have multiple accounts with the same bank. If, let's say, you tried to overdraft from one account and you had money in a different account, the bank would just automatically take it from your second account to cover it. And then the final option is just to find a bank that doesn't have any overdraft fees. So they do exist out there, such as this Ally Bank checking account, which I will be recommending for every one of these because they don't have any fees, and it's what I use personally. The next big fee is the ATM withdrawal fee. So let's say, you're going to a restaurant, a small restaurant, and you get inside and you're ready to buy your food, and then say, hey, we only take cash, but we have an ATM right here. So, you just go to the ATM because you're not going to go to a different restaurant. You went all the way here. And then you have to pay probably around $5 just to get your money out of the ATM. And if you have to do this once a week, it will quickly add up to hundreds of dollars per year that you could have been doing anything else with. And for this, there's really just 2 simple solutions. One is check ahead of time, and if you need cash, just bring cash. So essentially just don't use ATMs. And the second option is either only use your bank's ATMs, which most ATMs don't charge you a fee if it's your own bank's ATM, or you can have a bank account that would give you a refund on ATM fees from other banks, such as this Ally Bank that I mentioned just a second ago. They also give you up to $10 back in ATM fee reimbursements per payment cycle. And now that I've mentioned it, it is the bank that I use. It's not a perfect bank. I think their app is a little funky, a little hard to get around. So that's not ideal, but I managed to learn how to use it. One I think is worse is the Bank of America app. I think is terrible. I've been using that for a few years and I just can't figure it out. And then the second major downside to Ally Bank is it's an online bank and there's no physical locations. So that's a large part of why they offer the ATM reimbursement, because if you have a lot of money in your Ally Bank and you need cash, you just can't get cash out of it since it's an online bank only. There's no bank where you can go up and say, hey, give me my money out, and they'll just hand you $1,000 in cash. That's just not an option here. So if the ability to get cash from it's really important, maybe you could check out one like this Discover account, or there's several options. Just take a look up best no fee checking accounts, and you will find a lot. The third way that banks will just take your money is a lot of bank accounts have minimum balances. So what this means is you have to keep above, let's say, $2,000 within this checking account, or they will charge you a fee. Now, why do they do this? I'm not sure. It doesn't really sound fair to me, but a lot of banks do this, so you might not know about it, and you just buy your groceries, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the month, they send you a fee. So the two ways I would get out of this is, once again, just don't choose this bank. But another option is, especially if this is the first or second time this has happened to you, I'm willing to bet that if you just call your bank, talk to them for, 20 minutes or however long you have to talk to a bank on the phone, and they will reverse the fee. Because while everybody doesn't like banks, they are a business, they do want their customers to be happy, and if you just call, you say, hey, I didn't know this was a thing, I'm unhappy, give me my money back please, they will probably do it. And I have had bank fees in the past that I did not know about, and when I called and asked for my money back, they gave it to me. So this is an option. I mean, the banks are mean and evil or whatever, but it is a business and they do want their customers to be happy, so just, you can give it a try. If you've made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos and leave a like if you like the video. But back to the video. The fourth fee is a paper fee, essentially. So when they send you your statements in the mail, they also charge you like $3 for it. Because, they had to print it off and put it in the envelope and then send it in the mail. So this is the easiest thing to fix. So just go on the website and click cancel paper stuff. It's different on every website, so it might take 10-15 minutes to find it. But just do that. You won't have to pay the few dollar fee every month. And you won't get mail that you have to throw away, and it has your bank information on it, so you're not sure if you should throw it away or shred it or burn it. If you just cancel it, you don't have to worry about any of that. And then the fifth thing I'm going to talk about is for credit cards, but I figure it kind of fit in, and that is doing a cash advance on a credit card. So I didn't know what this was until it happened to me, so I figured other people don't know about it as well. So if you use your credit card to get cash, essentially, so for example, if you're at the grocery store and you have your credit card in and it says, do you want any cash back? That's a cash advance, or anything like that. If you do a cash advance, most credit cards will then bill you about $25. At least that's what I was billed. And then they will charge you a high interest rate on it until you pay it back. So if this happens to you, then what I did was I just called them and complained, and then they gave me my money back. But what I would probably advise is just not doing any cash advances and know that you will be billed for it. So in review, there's lots of fees out there. Americans are paying billions each year to these banks to get these big buildings. They have to pay for it somehow, and this is a large part of how. There are several ways to get out of paying your fees, but the easiest way is just not to owe any fees. So just pay attention to your bank account and follow all the rules, essentially. And if they have too many rules, just look it up and find a different bank. So now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the video, the joke of the day. Joke of the day, joke of the day, boop, 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 joke of the day, joke of the day, boop. What kind of fee does the Queen of England charge when she knights someone? A surcharge. So thanks for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Leave a like if you like the video, and leave a comment below if you have any comments on the video or any ideas for future videos.